Once more I return to the world of the living. And something has occurred to me during this time of slumber. You see, I did not actually... Oh, poor torrent. I did not properly explore the area down below our dear Summon Water village. See, the village and its surroundings I mostly was able to get a proper hold of. Save for the fact that below that village... Oh, there's a site of grace there. Yes, I already got that one. Oops. I could have just transported there. Anyway, there were numerous packs of wolves in the area down below the graveyard. Or a singular, very large pack, depending on how you wish to conceptualize it. Now those areas slightly scared me off, so to speak. See, I didn't want to deal with the wolf pack back when I came here the first time. But I am sure there is much to explore in this area regardless. That, for one. Now, that is the Third Church of America, but this area up above it is not quite within those environs. Ah! This set of goods here seems to have ambushed a trading caravan. And what did they find amongst the goods that attracted them so? Neutralizing boluses. Most curious. Green boluses made from cave moss. Craftable item which alleviates poison buildup and cures the poison ailment. Poison accumulates gradually, coming into effect once the threshold is reached. Poison ailment lowers HP in a steady increment for a period. Pink and white flowers grace this strangely cordoned off area, but I think I understand why the walls are in place. See, this cliff, this would be rather nasty to jump down and get yourself killed on. So they have guardrails to prevent caravans from being, I don't know, struck by a lack of control at a certain point and allowed to careen off. Unfortunately, though, it looks like this is about the limits of where I can explore in this area. There's a giant there, which is actually a troll. You know, that's something that I didn't actually comment on initially either. We got the roar medallion from a cave which has the stone digger troll, which roars at us like this. And it said that the giants are related to trolls. Or sorry, the giants are related to roars within the roar medallion's text. Which means, of course, trolls must be related to giants in some way. But it's not clearly stated exactly how that relates to those. Oh! That was quite the fearsome opponent there. Nasty business. I took it too lightly. Now, I don't think there's actually too much more to explore in that area. I think the troll basically leads us back up to Summon Water. But at the very least, I ought to retrieve my runes. At this point, 4,000 is not a paltry sum. Yes, I remember reaching this area before. We don't even actually have to face the troll either. Since we're here, though, let's get a little sneak peek. Still sensing that ominous feeling here. But, at the very least, we can interact with this and see what it says. Lord Godfrey, at last, at the end of his campaign, his golden arm is unvanquished and unbowed, yet finds grace lost, tattered and faded. So this is obviously talking about the tarnishing. Given the fact that this is here, at the borderlands between these two areas, it strikes me that since it's his last campaign, and this is an area leading to the east, I imagine it's probably the case that the east is actually the very edge of the continent. And it was on his way back after having been successful, unbowed, and undefeated. Then he had his grace stripped along with the rest of us tarnished. Of course, I should actually know whether that's true or not since I was there, but unfortunately, my mind is a little bit lax. Things have slipped through the cracks that you see manifested on this helmet. Deeply unfortunate. Anyway, now we can cross the Saints Bridge once again and see what is to the west of Summon Water. Other than, you know, more pesky undead. Just keep coming. And of course, this divine tower and bridge. And there you go. And once more we reach the bridge. Dear, oh dear. I almost feel sorry for those poor saps. If it weren't for the fact that he unhorsed me, I would be inclined to say a few pretty words on his behalf. Ah, so close. But, fortunately, I have a bunch of these little things. No. I need a little bit more intelligence. I wish to be able to summon a certain set of swords. For I remember that. The heritage which I have pulled in for myself, but not yet been able to make my own.
Can you hear me? Help me. I'm stuck. Hello?
Hello? Sounds almost like Kenneth Height. But I think... Ah.
Hello? Can you hear me? Help me. Oh, my stars. I'm so happy to see you. I am Alexander, also known as the Iron Fist. And as you can see, I'm stuck here. Please, can you help me out of this?
Very well, I shall do as you have requested, you interesting fellow. You're going to have to tell me your story later.
My thanks. 1,000 thanks. Just give me a good smack from the rear with something nice and big. And I'll pop clean out, I'm sure. Don't dally. There's no need to fret. I'm very well trained. Give it your all, I say.
Well, I will have to see what I can do. Oh, something nice and big. I'm not sure I've got much in the way of that. 30 strength. Can't manage anywhere close to it. Well, I could try with this. Okay, Skandar.
Ouch!
No pain, no gain! We did it! I'm glad to have been able to help you. Iron Fist Alexander.
Ah. Well played, good lady. Well played. Though that mighty wallop of yours almost spelled the end of me. Well, I'm out now, and that's what counts. I thank you. And as a token of my appreciation, I'd like you to have this.
Exalted flesh. Now that is interesting. This item, if I do remember correctly, yes, it's considered a delicacy in the Badlands. Something that is only of benefit to those who are deemed heroes. That's quite the bit of praise that this man is offering me. Or perhaps that means he himself is a hero of the Badlands. I wonder. Well, let's see what else he has to say after switching back to something more sensible.
Once again, the pleasure is mine. I am the warrior Jar known as Alexander. Iron Fist Alexander, in fact.
Yes.
I journey to the east, where I intend to further my education in the ways of war. And beyond these lands lie the scarlet, rot-blighted Caelid wilds. And upon their southern edge is Redmane Castle, in which a festival of combat is being held. I'd heard whispers of such festivities before. Doesn't the notion set your breast aflutter?
So, the landmass to the east, which is reddened and looks ominous, is called Caelid. Very interesting. And this man is what you call a warrior Jar. He certainly does look the part. I wonder how such a being came about. Well, we now know of a place called Caelid, and we know that down at the bottom, the south, so to speak, there is a festival being held. One can learn how to fight properly by going to the east. I might have to consider that as a path in the future. The warrior arts must be embraced there. Regardless, let us see what he has to say. He must have something more than just that.
I'm heading eastward to Redmane Castle, on the southern edge of the scarlet, rot-blighted Caelid wilds. I've heard there's to be a festival held there.
Oh. That reminds me. I very recently found a certain item which speaks of rot. A god called Rot itself. I wonder if this god went rampant over there. If there was some sort of altercation before it was properly sealed. Perhaps this area, the Caelid Wilds, is where the Scarlet Rot God was sealed. Definitely an interesting prospect. We'll have to investigate to see whether this is so in the future. That makes it sound even more dangerous and difficult, though. I think I'll deal with more business before I move on that way. Cursed thing, stop! There. Now it sounds... Ah, I see. I remember that. The symbol of divinity, which we found out, was associated seemingly with divine towers and turtles and trina lilies. Down below the Saints' Bridge, it is congregating near here, where our dear Alexander was just moments ago. I wonder what caused this creature to come amongst these blood-like and pink flowers. Is it that it enjoys, as an octopus, having a little bit of dampness, despite the fact that it's a land creature? Surprised these evil pests have not bothered me more during that fight. Sorry, no chance to avenge your money. There are quite a few of them there. 9, perhaps? Only these things would leave me be. Interesting. A wise beast has graced us with his presence. What does it point to? Well, there's the troll down there. Which means it is put into a juxtaposition with these octopi and Alexander as well. Makes for an interesting sort of situation. Is there anything symbolically associated with all of these groups? Trolls, Alexander, the land octopuses, and the dragonflies that are no real dragons at all. And why is this troll looking down over that area? Let's see if there isn't anything interesting down here. Ah. A carcass he was looking down at, perhaps. With a smithing stone, associating trolls with smithing, maybe. Oh! Rapacious mongrel! How dare you! Storms of the ancient ruins are coming to mind. Oh, kite incense. Let's see. Hide in these ancient ruins. Storms, giants, land octopuses, dragonflies. Ooh. Flowers crackling with lightning. And sheep as well. Rambunctious rams amongst their number that wish to fight you for no reason. Oh. Mushroom, mushroom. Oh, a Trina's lily. Yes, I do know that I need to go through the gatefront ruins in order to get to Castle Stormvale. I suppose Trina must be endorsing that I go through and make my way up to kill Godfrey. Path is steeped in death, it would seem. I will have to use this in a little bit. Stubborn little naughty things, aren't they? Now let's see what the spirits have to say. First off, yes, Trina is a demigod. If only I had a bird's eye telescope. Oh. There we go. Through storm and up the spiral path. The current, the torrential movement of the wind. Oh dear, that one is lamenting the fact that he crushed a friend. He seems to have invaded a campsite. Oh, and the heart of that individual was left weeping and open. Oh! They destroyed that statue into a saint's bridge. Stones inside of those statues. A man with a core of meteorite. Wonder who that could be. Darn it! Oh dear, oh dear. Ah! Can't you see I don't want to fight you? Oh. Camp. Intriguing. Let's see if we can't get a bird's eye view of this camp. Or a torrent's eye one. Okay, relatively open back end, which is unfortunate. That leaves them... Oh, there are quite a few rams down there. Those rams could just invade the camp and run wild. 2 dogs, soldier on either side. They have barricades and numerous guards. The camp here mostly looks to be relatively well defended. Oh, there's treasure over there. Someone sitting at the very top. And a chest there. It's almost actually a good setup if it weren't for the fact that there's such an open back end. Though I guess that actually is a somewhat viable natural barrier. Not too great, but... Oh dear. I was a little bit careless. Let's see if we can't find something interesting from outside that perspective. This one, for instance, is interesting. Added security in the form of additional tripwires that weren't visible from there. There is a little bit of misfortune insofar as those tripwires are pretty plain to see, but at the very least, you'll be able to get some fools with tricks like that. Oh. Foot soldier cap. Very nice. These are big bloody dogs. Good guards. So, their entire gate front defense has been taken out. And there's a patrol to check to see if this has happened, and they have spotted me. That we fought before. Very coordinated, highly resourceful, seemingly. And we're back to the previous perspective. Oh, they had a noble sorcerer in their company. With exalted flesh. Curious. Oh dear. It seems I prematurely exited that stage. Sorry, my good wolves. Curious. Let's see what's in here. First. How dare you! As I was saying, but first, let us take note. Let us take note of the fact that this is a chest that has tree motifs all along the faces and sides, but is also actually guarded with lions on either side as well. Very much similar to the beast and tree surcoat here. There was a slightly different looking tree. They made it skinnier on the surcoat. What is inside? Why, the beast crest heater shield. A medium-sized metal shield easier to handle than a kite shield. Features a beast as its crest, serving to remind warriors not to succumb to the arousal of battle. Fight with passion, but become not its prisoner. Very interesting. It seems that this speaks to the nature of the alliance between the House of the Beast and the House of the Tree in general, probably. Those who fell under this beast's banner must have a great deal of discipline. Or at the very least, had some sort of... Let's see. It feels like there are more items that might relate to these things. Yes. Depicting the beast Sarash, aged counselor who guides the golden lineage. That lion is the same one being depicted upon the beast crest heater shield. So it is a wise beast in the same way that the turtles are. Advising people not to allow themselves to be overcome with battle. And I thank you once more, Steak America. Oh. That's very curious. Is there an Everjail nearby? Ruins. Broken automata. This place must be associated with the blind swordsman and blue dancer who were depicted in that charm. Oh! And living beasts of fire. Curious. I wonder why they're here, spreading all that. I suppose these originally had fire within their chests. Perhaps their destruction caused a sort of spawning event for those slugs. A knight? What are you doing out here all alone? Golden Vow. This Ash of War grants an armament the sacred affinity and the following skill. Golden Vow, a skill passed down from antiquity amongst the knights of the capital. Raise armament aloft and pledge to honor the Erd Tree in battle, granting self and nearby allies increased attack power and defense. Now these... I'm not sure these are actually Knights of the Capital, and yet they still actually have that power. I wonder if they descend from them, or if it's the case that they used to actually be Knights aligned with the Capital, and now don't have that distinction. Darn it. I'll have to return here. Now let's see what this... An owl present as well. Yet another type of wise beast. What have you? Lance. It is correct that I had to actually come down here on horseback, but why would this nobleman also have such a thing? Considered a type of great spear, this weapon has no blade, but instead features a long, conical body designed to pierce. Though heavy and hard to wield, this weapon displays its worth on horseback, whether mounted or even on foot. Horseback combat, whether mounted or even on foot. I suppose it must mean it's equally good at facing or being a weapon from horse. Oh yes. Flanged iron cap. Widely issued to foot soldiers in a lord's army. Very appreciable. Oh, that statue of the guide. That ought to lead me to another catacomb. I'm surprised I didn't see that before, as I did pass through this area. That would be why. I got distracted. Okay, show me the way. Very well. More common foot soldiers. Sorry, little buddy. You didn't have a chance. A crossbow of simple make, usable by anyone, but lacking in both power and accuracy. Bolts must be equipped to use a crossbow. That is definitely the weapon of the common foot soldier, if ever I have seen one. Anyone can use it. Anyone suddenly becomes a far deadlier sort of descriptor. Shame I wasn't able to find that... Well, the answer to that question. Where did that little worm come from? Broken down rock. Is it... Oh! More of these ruins. Ah, yes. Demi-humans, I don't wish to fight you. But interesting. They congregate amongst these ruined automata. Almost as if they have some sort of familiarity with them. As if they remind them of an ancient home or something. They're out here in the middle of nowhere for no discernible reason, at least on first blush. Why would these be in this place? And why are the demi-humans near to a catacomb? Oh, that one's about to rise up and fight me. Goodness gracious, though. Oh? And what have we here? Some scholar that's visited these automaton, tried to learn from them. One herba down beside, and what have you to give me? The lance talisman! Right near where the lance itself actually is. That is amusing. A talisman depicting a lance and a knight. Enhances attacks whilst on horseback. Knights on horseback are deadly foes. They see all below from their lofty position, meeting little meaningful resistance as they charge ahead. Yes, horseback combat is quite thrilling, isn't it? It's easy to subjugate and destroy whilst having such a heavy and strong beast below you. Look carefully. A giant indeed. I do wonder, though. The demi-humans are the only inhabitants in this area besides that giant. And they're hanging out... Oh, and those foot soldiers, but those... I don't think I would count them. They're hanging out beside these ruins. These golems that no longer function save the one. What gets them into this position? I'll have to think and work out the motivations and mindsets of the demi-humans at some later time. Oh, Spirit, what have you to say to me? Unthinkable! Our hallowed resting place is violated. To refuse the Artry's call to return. To live within death. Sickening. 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 Very curious. And this place shall be the first one where I actually root out Deathroot. Where I weed it like the person said. The Deathtouched Catacombs. Three lit candles right at the entrance here. And a fourth that we can see from the same position. It's a good thing we have so many of these. Goodness gracious. Let's see here. I think I should be nearing the amount. So close. So close. Two more, which makes 6. Wholly required ahead. By the way, praise the message. Very well, thank you. Ah, yes. Let's see. If wholly is required ahead, I suppose I'll take this weapon. And actually, I am a little bit overdue. For a trip back to Kali's domain. There is some smithing to do. I have, after all, just gotten quite a few new smithing stones. I might as well upgrade this. Oh. And this. I'm not sure that's necessary. Let's instead upgrade the Shamshir. There. Equanimity. And now, we can do it. Ashes of War. Upgrade. Now, should I do this or this? Sacred Blade or Golden Vow? I'll go with the Sacred Estoc +2 with Sacred Blade, I think. One, two, three, 4. 4 candles flank this place. Death, indeed. Item on the skeleton. Arrows from an archer. How inventive. So, holy damage is still on my Sacred Blade. But it doesn't actually work if I don't use the actual Ash of War. No instant kills then. Grave Glovewood. 1, 2. 2 Grave Glovewoods at the edge of this place. sunlight invocation, perhaps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 6 and 7. 6 and 7 lights. Feels incomplete. But maybe with those glove warts, which were 2, it's supposed to equal 15. And this is supposed to be a moon-touched place. Or a place related to dragons, perhaps. Casket, casket, casket. Casket. 4 caskets right there. 2 of them disturbed, 2 intact. One more. That's 5. Symbol of completion. A grave violet and a grave glovewort. Purple flower that blooms in graveyards. Material for crafting item. It has the hue of ghost flame. It is believed to be useful in calling forth spirits. But while you see that grayish spirituality which is seeping off of it, similar to the hue here, it's not the same, and it's purple, not blue. How was the red removed? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 lights. 7 flames in this area. Uchikatana. Samurai weapon. Shouldn't have used the second sacred blade, but oh well. No life ahead anyway, yes. And there's some death root. This was quite the busy little place. Now I think I will go back here. And yes, that's just the other way through. Okay. This should open up the boss chamber. 2 flanking, 4 inside. Somewhere a heavy door is opened. Four, meaning death. And blood, which flows alongside it. But there's also a fifth in that. And the two at the front here. So you do get 8 as well. If you count the blood rose. No. Yes. 8 and 9. So with 9, you'd have to count the blood. The blood intermingling with the death. To bring it into something greater. More supernatural mystique. Eight is death times 2, the symbol of the 2 fingers. The 2 fingers are at least considered to be emblems of order. So maybe there's some sort of signal going on there. Now, what would be in here? A black knife assassin. Now this is ominous. Were these not the ones? Blood on its chest already. And its HP started out low maximum. So that's interesting. That leaves this as a wounded creature. Struggling as it's dealing with its last legs. Yet again we have 8. 2 here at the front. 6 in these torches. And then we can potentially count a 9th here. Now what do you have? Deathroot in a chest. Right in front of where the Black Knife Assassin was. Obviously, this was a plant. Deathroot was implemented here, purposefully, with the intention of spreading it. This place, which is full of the roots that are supposed to lead to the Erd Tree, has been poisoned. There's an intent to spread the plague further. So the Black Knife Assassins have interest in seeing those who live in death become a problem for everyone else. Why would this be? What is the connection? Deathroot, a source that gives rise to those who live in death. The beast clergyman found at the bestial sanctum in the distant east collects and devours these roots. On the night of the dire plot, the stolen rune of death enables the first death of a demigod. Later, the rune of death spreads across the lands between through the underground roots of the great tree, sprouting in the form of deathroot. So the bestial sanctum features a man that is able to devour, or I should say a beast, that is able to devour the rune of death. Now, I don't know what the rune of death actually is, but it sounds quite profound and potent. After all, it's able to bring all of these people up and raise them as undead to fight in the world once more. How is this possible? How is this man able to devour a rune that can be capable of such a thing? And especially one that is so... What would cause such a thing? spreading through the roots. Something that could kill the demigods themselves, yet is a snack for that beast clergyman. This is quite the mystery. We'll have to be quite perceptive and see exactly what's going on with this man. Oh, we don't even have to count that. We have this. So that is 9 flames. 9 flames being associated with the death that came into us, placed inside this box, and the deliverer of death. 9. What is that number to do with these things? How is it connected with 8? And what is the symbolism here? Now, I depart the Deathtouched Catacombs. But, as I have just made it through a journey into death and emerge into the outside world once more, I yet again feel called down into the depths of slumber. The realm of death has not seen the last of me, and I must sojourn there once more. Now I depart. So until next we meet again, I must bid you farewell.